Okay, so this is the second part of the update video for the fifth prototype of the Xtreme Ice Skate. And I just got off the phone with the manufacturer of the Xtreme Ice Skate, and we went over a few significant points, the ones particularly that we just discussed in the latest video, the last video of the update for the fifth prototype. And I'm going to show you now the details and just a brief timeline at the end of the video. Okay, so first of all, stronger boot reinforced the top area and the bottom area, and we're going to do 2 levels stiffer. So this is about the same stiffness or a little less than this boot. And this is the boot I use every morning. And this is the pre-prototype of the Xtreme Ice Skate. It's made by a different company. This is just for my personal use. But based on having used this skate, and because I love it so much, I'm going to use this skate here as a sort of like a guideline for this skate. So if I know that this skate is not as stiff as this one, and this one is still not stiff enough because it still creases and it bends, particularly down here at the bottom, we're going to have to make this skate even stiffer. So we're going to go up 2 more levels of reinforcement. As they say in this business, they call it reinforcement of the leather, using leather to reinforce the skate. And in that regard, we're going to reinforce the top and the bottom area, just the heel area and the top area. They can't reinforce down here because the boot has already been built. In the next prototype, in the 6th prototype, we're going to make the boot the same stiffness all around, and that means that if this boot's the same stiffness all around, you're not going to have a bend down here, and they might even crease it a little bit, so that we can purposely make it so that the boot bends in the right spot, it flexes in the right spot. Right now it's sort of bending down here because it's not the same stiffness. It's much stiffer over here because it was reinforced here, whereas this was not. So that will be the job of the 6th prototype. But first, for this particular one, we're going to just go ahead and reinforce the top area and a little bit of the bottom area, 2 levels stiffer. The next was that we wanted a much wider, in the ankle area, much wider boot. So I want to show you something here. This boot here is what, as I said, I use this every morning. And it's got, see how it's nice and circular in the back as compared to this boot? See how it's not circular? I mean, it's not wide enough. So what I want to do is, for this boot over here, I want to make it like this one here, where it's circular in the back. And the only way to do that is to make this piece called the backstay. This whole piece is called the backstay. And it's called a butterfly backstay because of the way it butterflies out. I'm making up words here, but you can see how it just, it comes out, as opposed to this backstay. See how it's so skinny and it comes together like that? I guess they call this a straight backstay, I don't know. But anyway, the manufacturer's going to try to fix that in this particular prototype. And if they can, that will be the next prototype, which would be the last. So we're going to get this all nice and wide in here. In addition to that, we're going to add all this extra cushioning that's in this boot into this prototype boot here. Alright, so for the next details, we're going to much stiffer tongue. Okay, so this tongue is nice and stiff. I like how this tongue is stiff. This tongue is flimsy, it's not as stiff, so we're going to stiffen up this tongue. And finally, the last thing I wanted to go over is, so we went over stronger, wider in the ankle area, and much stiffer in tongue. Yeah, in the last video, see where it says figure skating last? I thought they had put a figure skating boot on bottom here. The reason why I thought that is because it's so low. And the reason why it's so low is because when I put this up here like this, I noticed that it doesn't conform to the boot. You can see how it's level here, but in the back it's off by about 1/4 of an inch. Don't know what that is in metrics, but you can see I'll put my thumb here for reference. You can see that it's off by that much. So this here is called the last, so they need to fix the last here and then resend that out to the manufacturer to have another custom last made up for this particular size. And we're using a size 10.5A as a standard. So for someone with a normal boot, a normal foot. And we're doing 3 widths. So this has to be definitely fixed. It's not going to be in this prototype, it's going to be in the 6th prototype. Alright, so just to recap, we're going to re-strengthen the top and the bottom, we're going to strengthen the tongue, and we're going to try to get it nice and round here in the back. And that's basically it for this prototype. The 6th prototype, we're going to fix the last, as we said, because it was off here on the bottom. And we're going to make the boots the same stiffness all around. So instead of, for this prototype, we're just going to stiffen this here because we can't, they can't get this far up on the top because the boot's already made. But in the next prototype, as they're making the boot, we're going to make this the same stiffness all around and maybe a little less stiff here so it can flex in the exact right area. Alright? And finally, the butterfly back, or backstay. So the butterfly backstay, if they try to, like I said, they're going to try to do that with this skate and make it nice around and much wider in the back. And he's going to see what he can do. Now if he can't do that on this particular prototype, then the next prototype, which will be the last prototype, they'll definitely be able to do it because they're starting from scratch. And they'll be able to do this round backstay here like this. And this of course will be fixed. And then the only thing after that is, like I was discussed in the last video, the stickers, the boxes, and maybe just a few other things. I gotta buy insurance for the skates. So that's it. Alright, bye.